Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Panda here again, and yeah, let's get right back into the start of things. I don't, however, have another can to open at the start of this video like the other ones, so I do apologise for that because I know you all love that. I'm kidding. There's about a very small percentage of people that actually watch my videos, but that doesn't matter. I'm just rambling. Let's get on to the things. Alright. Where did we leave off? Aside from Hanako and myself, there's only Kenji. Okay, alright. Looking at my watch, it's no surprise. It's getting late. Need a hand? Ooh. Where were you? Down here. I offer a hand to Hanako, which she uses to get herself up. As she does, I can't help but glance at her wrist. If her scars extend even to there, just how much of her body was burned. I'm sure you'll find out later on, Hisao. I feel a pang of guilt about it, however, as she quickly covers her wrist with her other hand. Looks good, doesn't it? She looks surprised for a moment before noticing that I mean the banner. Yeah, I thought you were talking about her burns as well. It does, I guess. Her smile shows that she feels a slight sense of pride in the result, just as I do. With the floor significantly neater for the decorations being placed on desks and shelves, it's much easier to get it to Lily as we cross the room. We've finished the banner. I guess that's all that needs to be done? Lily gives an appreciative nod. Thank you, Hisao. Hanako, is there any way I can thank you? Well, you just did. It's fine. Beats sitting in my room studying at any rate. I don't mind either. She nods before suddenly remembering one last person. Oh, is Kenji still here? Just as I open my mouth, Kenji gives the answer from the other side of the room. Yeah, just finished. He carefully slides his sign onto an empty section of shelf to dry, before quickly walking past us and out the door. See you, man. Bye. The remaining two students say their goodbyes to Lily before taking their cue to leave as well, leaving only the three of us. Well, I guess that's everyone. I hope we don't have to do anything like that again. Working past school time? Indeed. The class's plans this year were ambitious, maybe too ambitious. The stalls look nice though. She's right, it shows that a lot of work's gone into them. My, I'm sure a lot of us would be glad to hear that, at least now there's not much work to do until the festival itself. It's getting pretty late, should we go? That's probably a good idea. Are you going back to the dorms as well, Hisao? Yeah, I guess I'll tag along. The nighttime lighting really makes the gardens look quite different compared to the usual look of lush greenery. Things are much more calm. Being that it's so late, the lack of students around probably helps. The odd one or two can be seen scurrying to and from the dorms trying to eke the most out of their approaching curfews, but no more. All that can be heard is our footsteps, in addition to Lily's cane regularly gently tapping the ground in front of her. I don't know how seriously they take these curfews, but I've never had a curfew in my life. Never. I mean, apart from the obvious, you know, get to school by a certain time, get to the different classes at a certain time, that sort of thing. But I never had a curfew with my parents or anything like that, so I'm lucky, I guess. It's nice to finally be able to relax a bit after the mad rush during school. Without even noticing it, I let out a small yawn. Tired? Yeah, still getting used to the flow of things, I guess. The thing with Shizune took me kind of off guard though. I gripped my teeth a little at the candid mention of their rather public spat. That said, I do want to sort out what in the world was behind it. It was more than a spat, it looked like World War III or some shit. About that. I'm sorry about it being so public. Shizune and I go back some ways. Her voice seems slightly irritated as she remembers Shizune, obviously unwilling to discuss it any further. I glance to Hanako for her views on this, but her expression is unsurprisingly evasive and difficult to read. Either way, I guess it's her apologising for it is something. Sorry, I really needed to let that out. Even if my curiosity goes unanswered, better out than in, you know? I'll be glad once the festival is over, in any case. The change of topic's welcome, clearing the thickening air quickly. I can imagine, my old school's festivals were a lot more low-key than this. Yamaku stresses the idea of a school community, so the staff likes to make our festivals on such special occasions. And yet the students are the ones who do the work. What an unfair world. Hanako and Lily both chuckle in agreement, savouring the fact that none of the staff are around to hear our grumbling. I suppose coming from a strict all-girls school helped me a bit with Yamaku. Compared to there, Yamaku is much more relaxed. That'd go away towards explaining her well-bred speech and behaviour in any case. As we come up to the dormitories, it eventually comes time to leave for our respective rooms. See you, Lily, Hanako. The two both give polite nods before setting off to the women's dorms, just next to the guys. As is to be expected of such an arrangement, there's a staff member casually patrolling around outside to prevent any nighttime shenanigans. Walking past him, I quickly stretch my arms and rub my neck, both quite sore after having worked on the floor for so long, before walking into my room. It feels good to actually have direction though. After so long in the hospital, the everyday facts of studying, homework and teachers seem almost a blessing. I guess if things continue like this, my time at Yamaku might turn out okay. Adhering to the nurse's nagging voice in the back of my head, I set my alarm clock to wake up early enough to go jogging again. I made a promise and I'm going to keep it. Besides, Emmy is bound to rat on me if I don't show up. But it's not all that bad. Katawa Shoujo, Katawa Shoujo. Oh, it started again. Ugh, fucking alarm, shut up! That's me in the morning. My morning alarm goes off, and I flail about uselessly for a while until I remember that I decided to give morning runs another shot. I can't stand waking up early in the morning. Is it just me, or do other people do this? In the weekdays when you have to get up for school or work or whatever, you want to just sleep in as much as you possibly can, and then when you've got your days off in the weekend, you go, before you go to sleep, you're like, okay, sweet, gonna sleep in. Wake up at like 6 o'clock or some shit. I mean, what is up with that? Come on, the body just hates me. I don't know if I read that. Yeah, I read that. I don't know if this was my greatest idea, but I'm determined to keep going. This is about my health after all, and if you don't keep your health up, you're gonna die, Hisao. Sure, things haven't been great lately for me, but that hasn't made an existence so intolerable that I'm not going to try everything to stay healthy. Besides, it's all about asserting some kind of control over this thing, right? If I can manage that, well, I can manage anything. That's the spirit, Hisao. You keep up those high spirits. At least that's what I keep telling myself. Once again, it would appear that I'm not alone in my run. Emmy has apparently been here for some time. It looks like she's already worked up a good sweat. Just when the hell does she come down here anyway? Oh, it's you! She hasn't worked up a sweat whatsoever. She looks completely fresh. I'm surprised to see you again. Why is that? Well, not many people actually manage to come back for a second try. She frowns, seemingly annoyed by a passing thought. Like the rest of the track team, for instance. Still, it was only supposed to be on a volunteer basis, so it's not that big of a shock. And I guess it's pretty early in the morning. A shrug, and suddenly it appears that she's forgotten what she was talking about. The frown disappears entirely and she seems to snap back to her previous train of thought. So, come on then. What? You're here to run again, right? Well, yeah. So come on. I find myself suddenly grabbed and yanked onto the track. Things seem to be set on a mirroring yesterday's run. That is, I seem to be struggling while Emmy moves with an effortlessness that I find inviolable. It's incredibly bothersome to be so easily worn out. I know I should be patient, work toward things gradually, but it's difficult to stay positive about this. We round the track and start out on our second lap. Emmy seems to have grown impatient keeping pace with me and begins to pull away. This is where I gave out yesterday. Will I be able to do more? I'd love to do more, but I'd better take it easy. I let Emmy go with her own pace, and she doesn't show mercy, pulling half a lap ahead of me in an instant. I don't blame her. I mean, it's not as if I'm really putting up any sort of real fight out here, is it? Instead, I'm just running at a steady pace, which is what I should be doing, right? There's no need to go pushing my limits at this stage of the game. God, is this even worth it? As we finish the second lap, I break off again. Emmy keeps going, and it almost seems to me that she's disappointed. Well, that's stupid. I don't have anything to prove to her. Come to think of it, I've got nothing to prove to myself either. I'm just fine the way I am. I need a drink. Satisfied. And what I'm not is a runner. This was probably a bad idea. Maybe there's something else I can do instead of this. Getting up this early sucks anyway. There's got to be some other way to keep healthy. Walking, maybe? Nice afternoon walks? Yeah, that sounds good. Running isn't for me. I wave to Emmy and head back to my room. I'll think of something else later. Back in my room, the first thing I see is the familiar row of medication bottles lined up on top of my dresser, and it makes me depressed, as usual. It's annoying. I thought I was okay. I thought I had made peace with this thing, gotten over it. But what I really did, I allowed myself to forget that I have a problem. Being here really reminds me of the reality, and trying to fight against it just hurts. Reflecting on it is only going to do so much. I've done this before, for months. It seems like it's time to get over it. If I allow myself to forget that my life is definitely not going to be as long as those of others, I won't get anywhere. My life may be different from others, but it is a life in progress. That is how I'll rationalize it. I down the usual handful of pills, trying to push the sudden dreary feeling out of my head, then I prepared to head out to class early as usual. As I step into the hallway, I notice Kenji God damn it. I notice Kenji coming around the hallway corner, stealthily making his way over to his own room with a large bag. As he sneaks past me soundlessly like a ninja hiding in plain sight, I call out to him, "Hey!" He jumps at the sound of my voice. "Oh, hey man, I didn't notice you there. I'm really tired." I think it's more like he didn't see me, but that's not the issue. Wait, what? I think it's more like you didn't... okay. Where have you been this early? Shopping? Nah, I wasn't shopping. Sometimes I have to visit the math teacher. Yeah, I figured it would be a good idea to find out when the next exam is, since he tells you in advance if you want. So then what's in the bag? I thought I'd go shopping while I was... You fucking said you weren't. I need supplies to continue the fight against the vast feminist conspiracy. Okay. I thought you didn't go outside. I wear a hat now. What? I decide not to point out that he's not wearing a hat. An awkward silence settles between us, and then Kenji breaks it by pushing his door open, slowly releasing a creaking sound into the air that only makes the moment seem more awkward. He sets the bag down inside his room and then closes the door. I'm surprised you went out of your way to find out a test date. Trying to take advantage of an opportunity to study is pretty diligent. I never study. Oh. I just wanted to know when the next test day was. I'm still going to take it, duh. I need to I need to know so I know what day I can't afford to skip class. He usually sends out updates on that crap by phone, so I had to step out and check up on it. And why do you have to go out when you can get it on your phone? I don't carry a phone. You make no goddamn sense, Kenji. What do you mean you don't carry a phone? You mean you just leave it at home? Nah, I don't use phones. I don't have a phone. Phones. I have no phone. Why don't you have a phone? How can you not have a phone? No phone at all? No phone? I just don't like phones. Actually, I'm kind of scared of them. I don't know why. I think it's some kind of repressed trauma. I don't think they said phone enough. But basically, when I hear a phone, oh, there you go, I get nervous. It's my darkest secret. I have two theories on it. Either I have some fear of receiving some undefined, ominous, life-altering doom call, or I was beaten with a phone in the past. Beaten so badly I can't remember it. Beaten in the head. Well, where else could I get beaten with a phone that would make me unable to remember it? The arse? Unexpectedly logical. I feel very depressed now, sensing this conversation is more or less over. Kenji opens his door again and prepares to head inside. Yeah, I'm going to sleep, dude. Have a good one. Class is going to start in like 20 minutes. I already did something today. Too tired to go to school. Hey, you need some lip balm? I accidentally bought two because I thought the store had started selling individual double-A battery. Oh, thanks, but no thanks. Whatever, man. He swiftly enters his lair, finally letting me go to class. Thank God for that. For a change, I'm not among the first ones to come to morning class. Instead, almost everyone seems to be here already. I recognise most of my class by their faces now, though their names escape me still. I hate that. I can't remember anyone's name. Like, first day at school sort of thing, first week at school sort of thing. That's why I usually just go, hey, you! Hey, can you go ask, you know, yeah, him. Yeah, hey, could you go ask him if, oh, what's her name? No. Yeah, her. Yeah, could you go ask, Thingamajig if, she put the what's him thing in the, who's him what's it? Yeah. Oh, thanks, dude. Yeah, I don't talk to like that. Instead, almost everyone else seems to be here already. I recognise most of my class by their faces by now, though the names escape me. Oh, I just read that. God damn it. I'm losing my damn mind. The class goes on lazily. I think I'm starting to get into the rhythm of the school. I have even stopped worrying about taking notes and being overly attentive. The first days I was pretty high-strung in class. You always are. Mattel finishes his lecture about electricity early, but continues with a pause about the festival. So as you know, the festival is on the day after tomorrow. I hate that movie, it's a crap movie. I hope everyone's projects are going to be successful this year. Have a good time, but also come Sunday, please keep the meaning of this festival in your minds. Games and fried food. Everyone bursts out in laughter, and so do I. Yes, thank you, Mikado. But what I didn't even get to read that! But what I meant was more the... Oh, yep. The remainder of his sentence is buried beneath the ring of the lunch bells, and everyone starts packing their things. Mattel deliberates for a moment, but since almost nobody seems to pay attention anymore, he gives up and sits down.